Today we've got a quick review for you of the Allpowers SP033 folding 200 watt solar panel here. And this is a great budget option. It's the Amazon special. You've probably seen it out there, and you can find it on sale, in my case, for around 235 Canadian dollars, or about maybe 200 American dollars. So not too bad when it comes to price per watt. So we're gonna break this thing down just really quickly, give you the ins and outs, showing you maybe some real world results rather than just kind of talking about the specs. But it is a polycrystalline panel here with a 23 or 22 actually, I think, % efficiency. So it's definitely not on the higher end of the panels. And if you wanna go ahead and buy the ultra high, really expensive brand name panels, well, you might get a little bit more longevity and performance, but man, that price is really hard to beat with this thing, and that's kind of why people are going toward it, and that's why I picked it up, just for kind of supplementing my other panels and, you know, to bring some extra juice to my solar generators. So yeah, it's going to be a great amount for people like camping, going out for the weekend, if you want to charge up your trailer battery, if you're doing some dry camping. And obviously, as you can see, it's a pretty good size and weight. It's only about 14 pounds, and it is really small. It's packable, which is really nice. It's about 2.5 feet by 2 feet tall, and of course it does open up and fold out, which is really nice. And that's kind of the benefit to these smaller panels rather than some big panels that you might have, you know, on their stationary. But yeah, this thing overall, the build, the size anyways, the size and the weight are actually pretty darn good. The build is okay. It's kind of what you expect. It's material. It says it's waterproof, but right on the back of it here, it kind of shows you don't put it in the rain. So it claims it's waterproof or weatherproof, and then it says right there, don't put it in the rain. So you're not going to probably have this thing out in the rain anyways, but just do be careful. And most solar chargers anyway aren't waterproof, so that's probably not an issue. It does have a nice little panel here with a zipper, and it's got kind of one of those weatherproof zippers. And it's got all the different connection types that you might need depending on what you're doing, even some adapters there. So that's kind of nice whether you got an old style or a new style. It doesn't really matter because they got you covered. And that's kind of nice because those cords can get expensive, and you know, it's just another added expense. So overall for the build here, it's just a quick little video of me putting this thing away and setting it up. As you can see, it's about the same, and it just takes a few seconds. So setup and take down is a breeze. Anybody could do it. I do worry a little bit about the longevity of these little clips. They're kind of cheaply made in the front here. Again, not a deal breaker. You're probably not going to be using it hundreds of times, but just know that that is something to consider. Other than that, they claim an 18-month warranty, which is pretty good. I haven't had any issues with mine so far, and as you can see, what to expect for the output, well, usually around 125 to about 150 watts. So it's rare in my experience that you're gonna get the rated output of these things. So if you can get 150, 160 watts out of it, I think that's pretty darn decent. 120, you know, some days when it's actually pretty darn nice out. It is kind of the winter, so I don't know if, depending on the time of year, you probably might get a little bit more out of the summer. So we'll have to wait and see about that. But yeah, from anywhere from about 125 to 150, so can't complain too bad again for the price. So I think if you can pick this thing up for maybe around 225 bucks or 35 bucks here Canadian, or about 200 American dollars, I think it's a steal. I think this thing is absolutely worth it, and I'd recommend it to you. Again, just be aware a little bit of the build quality, but it really depends on how much you plan on using this thing. And you know, for average people, it's probably a couple times a year, a little bit more if you're working outside or you do a lot of camping and whatnot. You might want to just keep that in mind. So yeah, guys, I hope you liked the video, and I hope it helped you out. If it did, hit that like and subscribe button, and drop all your questions in your comments down below. And of course, see you in the next one.